Hi everybody, welcome to J&S Farms. Here is my stock pot with all the extra pieces of rabbit that we had. And it's morning now. It reduced quite a bit from yesterday. As you can see, it started kind of right there. And this is day number 2. And I just kind of leave it at a little simmer here. I'm going to let it reduce by half. And then what I'll do is I'll strain out all the tidbits of meat and bone and everything, and then I'll pick through that and I'll get all the little pieces of meat and whatnot out of there. I'm not going to have time to can it. We're leaving on vacation, so I'm going to end up freezing the stock and the meat, but that's okay. It'll get used this winter, so it's not that big of a deal. But occasionally I just kind of walk by and give it a stir. As you can see, it's pretty well broke down now. And it smells amazing. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. But I've got a little ways to go till it's about halfway reduced, and then I'll strain it, like I said. And then I will freeze it. So I will kind of show you the next step after this reduces. It's got a few hours before it's kind of where I want it. But this makes awesome soup, rabbit stew, you know, whatever you want to turn it into, really. But I do this whenever we butcher chickens too. I take the excuse me, the carcasses that when we debone and freeze just certain pieces of meat, I take the carcasses that are left over and I boil them down and make chicken stock. I've seen people make bouillon out of it. I have never done that before. I might try it. I don't know, next year, because we've already butchered our chickens for the year. So we'll see how that goes later on in the future. But anyway, I will be back with you whenever I go to strain it and kind of show you how I pick apart the meat and stuff. So, oh, I did put I quartered up an onion and threw it in, and then there's salt and pepper in there to taste. So, alright, I'll be back with you whenever I have this stuff reduced by half and I'm picking it apart. Okay, so now we're reduced by half, and the next step is to separate the stock from the meat and bone. And I'll do that by running it through a colander, and then I have a mesh strainer I will run it through just to make sure if there's any little small pieces of bone that'll catch it. We don't want that getting into the stock. The stock I'm going to freeze. I've decided I just don't have enough time to can it. And then I'm also going to freeze the meat as well. And as soon as the meat cools, I will separate the bone and meat. That part takes just a little while, so anyway, I'm going to get to doing that, and I will show you what it looks like when we're all done, and I'll show you how much stock we have and stuff like that. I believe this is, we butchered 8 rabbits, so this is stock from 8 rabbits. So I will be back with you whenever I've got it all strained and meat and bone separated. Alright, so now we have the stock and the meat. I've pulled the bones out of the meat, and it worked up really nicely. It's really nice this time. It's going to make really good either sandwiches or stew meat, whichever I decide to do with it. I am going to freeze it. Today I'll put it in baggies. There's enough for 2 meals here, and it just looks so scrumptious. It's really hard not to eat it while I was pulling the bones apart. I did have a few samples, and it is pretty good. And then we have our stock. I have enough in here to make one soup or stew, whichever I decide over the winter time. And I'm going to go ahead and freeze this because, like I said, I don't really have enough time to can it. We are going on vacation, so anyway, I thought I would share with you how we use the stuff that normally people would just throw away. It just makes really good stuff for later on, and it makes it easier for me. I don't have to buy the stock, and the meat is already prepared, and all I got to do is unthaw it, throw it in the crock pot, and it's ready to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed the rabbit series I did, the butchering and the processing, and then how I use the leftover parts to make some stock and shredded meat. I hope you guys learned something, and if you have any questions, comments, let me know. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.